Hello, everybody. It's Dave Robles with Think Real Estate, bringing you episode 33 of the Great California Corona Staycation Show. Happy Monday to you. Today's Monday, so we're going to do a housing report for the Los Angeles area. And we're coming off the heels of our webinar, our buyer webinar that we had on Friday, which was a huge success. We had over 100 people sign up for the webinar. And we had some really great discussion, wonderful questions. And I'm going to answer one of those questions here on the call. And that question was, will there be a lot of short sales and foreclosures coming as a result of coronavirus and the economy that's in shambles at this very moment? But before we get to that, I want to share with you some housing numbers of what's going on in our city. Okay. And I'm doing it a little differently right now. So NELA, the Northeast LA area, which is the hipster corridor, we're talking like east of Western and into like Hollywood and Silver Lake and Echo Park and Highland Park and Eagle Rock and all that stuff. In the last 7 days, there have been 18 new listings to come on the market. And in the last 7 days, there have been 11 new escrows, okay? Now, I'm including in that properties that went under contract and properties that have gone into pending, okay? Just so you know. So that is 11 escrows and 20 closed sales in the past 7 days, okay? So let's look at Glendale, okay? In Glendale, we have had 13 new listings in the past 7 days. We've had 5 escrows and 5 closed sales in the past 5 days. Pasadena, our sister city. Is it really a sister city? I don't know. Pasadena, 18 new listings, 4 escrows, and 12 closed sales in the past 7 days. Now, soon, I'm going to be looking at prices. And I know I get a lot of calls and emails from people saying, Dave, why don't you compare prices? I don't think we have the data yet to look at price change from the market, from the COVID market to the prior, but we will soon, okay? Things are starting to close escrow, so we'll have some numbers for you. Let's look at the West Side. Where is the West Side anyway? Well, if you're in LA, everybody has their own definition of the West Side. I have clients who live in Venice that call the West Side anything west of the 405 freeway. And I have East Side NELA friends that won't go west of La Brea. So where is the West Side? Personally, my definition of the West Side is about Robertson, where the 310 area code kicks in. So we defined it as like west of Robertson. In the West Side, in the last 7 days, 40 new listings, 14 escrows, and 20 closed sales in the past 7 days. The Valley, the San Fernando Valley, everybody knows where that is. Hot, and I don't mean just temperature, like hot. Look at this, 96 new listings in the past 7 days. 96. Now, the valley's big, so it encompasses a lot of geography, but that's a lot of listings. 68 new escrows and 64 closed sales in the last 7 days. So the valley is on fire, and it's not even July yet. Okay, here's the big question. Will there be lots of foreclosures and short sales as a result of what's going on? And I'm going to do a screen share with here, which I'm not very good at, so hang in there with me, but I'm going to screen share and show you why that may not be happening. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into present mode. Boom, it worked. Okay, right now, Americans are sitting on more equity in their homes than they've ever had in the history of ever. In fact, 53% of all houses have at least 50% equity in their homes. And 37% of the houses in the United States are owned free and clear. Okay, so people have equity. That's great. What's the difference between last time and this time? Why do people have equity? Check it out. In 2005, 6, and 7, in the 3 years leading up to the Great Recession, Americans took out $824 billion in equity from cash out refis of their home. Okay, $824 billion. In the last 3 years leading up to today, Americans have cashed out only $232 billion in equity. Okay, that is a tremendous difference. And so what we have here are houses with equity. Okay, now, next slide. We are in a housing supply crisis, and this has been long-standing here. Ever since the 1960s, we have had about 41 to 53,000 houses built every year in our country, okay? In the 2010s, in that decade that just left us, we only built 21,000 houses. So right off the bat, we've got less houses than, we built less houses than ever, okay? So we have a housing crisis, and we don't have enough housing on the market, housing bill. So to answer the questions, will there be a lot of short sales and foreclosures? Here's what happened in 2008, 9, 10. People lost their job. People got into financial trouble. We had a huge recession. People had to sell their home. So they put their house on the market, but it wouldn't sell because prices had come down. And even if prices came down a little, 5, 10%, people could not sell their home because they had taken out that $824 billion in equity, or they bought their house with 0 down, okay? Because banks were giving away money to people who shouldn't have qualified for those loans. So they couldn't sell their home. They couldn't do what's called an equity sale. They had to negotiate a short sale, or worse yet, give the house back to the bank. Now, when you do a short sale, that is a distressed sale. So when it's on the market as a short sale, you're going to get bottom feeder investor clients that are offering you much less than the house would be worth if it were an equity sale. But because it's a short sale, they're offering you a significant discounted offer, okay? And so you take that to the bank, you negotiate your short sale, the escrow closes for less money than it should have, and you have a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy here where the next sale is lower than the next and the next and the next, because they're all short sales and foreclosures. Today, that should not be the case. People have equity. If they have to sell their home, they can put it on the market. They have the equity to close the escrow, and we won't see the downward pressure on prices that come from short sales and foreclosures. So I think the answer is going to be no. I don't think we're going to see a tremendous amount of short sales and foreclosures based on the economic indicators that we have. They will always exist. There's always going to be a 0.5% foreclosure rate in some areas, less and more. There will always be people who do a short sale. I've got one right now, but I don't believe they're going to be a significant part of the market moving forward. Okay, so there you go. There's your housing report. I hope you're well. Enjoy the beautiful 85-degree weather we've got in LA today. Go out, take a walk, put your mask on, and enjoy the day. Be safe. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.